Grand rising to each and every one of you. Wagwan. This is your brother, Chief Kalinago, my soulful brothers and sisters all around the world, man. Check this out. I'm about to get into something right now. All right. Gotta give y'all some more love, some more information. All right. About to get into something right now. Okay. Audio is good. Hope everybody's having an amazing continuation because life is beautiful and all there is life, right? Never forget that you are the one that's actually in charge of taking your destiny to where it got to go, right? Because you are the one that's behind the wheel, right? Your life is a moving series of motions, right? And that's why everything we do is actually not necessarily controlled, but it's moved by emotions, by our emotions, right? And if you look at the ocean sea, you could also see the waves on the ocean sea. So everything is related to the waves, the way you move on the waters, right? So with that being said, know that you are the captain of your ship, right? And you are the one that should set your navigation in regards to where you got to go. All right. Even if you don't know where you're going, sometimes it's okay to have a spiritual, what I call GPS. All right. Because if you're traveling and you don't know where you're going, then nowadays we have, artificial intelligence have given us what's called a GPS, but you also have a spiritual GPS. All right. Which comes from your own intelligence. So learn how to activate that. And I promise you, you will have a clearer vision as to where you're going. So all I'm saying is, you are in control of your destiny. You are in control of that starship because you are a star. All right. You don't have to strive to be a star on the Hollywood ground. Okay. You're a star above. So always keep that in mind. Grand rising to brother Corey and grand rising to billionaire big club. What it do, what it do, what it do. So what I'm going to talk to everyone about in this video, I'm going to talk about Afro beats and why Afro beats is taking over and why Afro beats will actually take over the genre of rap, take care over the genre of trap music, and I'll tell you why. All right, now many people are under the impression that Afro beats is actually African music. No, it's not. I'm going to show you the proof, okay? Because like I said, I'm always on point with this. There's nothing wrong. So a lot of times, you know, especially when my book is done and you read the book, a lot of people may take this to mean that I have something against Africans. No, I don't have anything against Africans. Okay. Africans are our brothers and sisters. Okay. And in regards to those on the continents, of course, Africa have over 57 countries. So I'm talking about Africa as a continent on a whole, the continent. They are our brothers and sisters, just like how, you know, the Asiatics, the original Asiatics are our brothers and sisters. Even those that created Europe, because Europe is not a natural continent. Europe is not even a continent. Europe was created. Okay, Europe is just a landmass that was created when people were actually migrating from Asia and what's now called Africa, and those two kingdoms created what's called Europe, and that was created for their descendants. Okay, but I'm breaking all that aspect of that in the book, so that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about Afro beats and prove to you that Afro beats belong to us. Okay, because we gave Africa civilization, we gave the world civilization, we gave Asia civilizations. They will not tell you that, but I promise you, I'm speaking the truth. We gave Africa civilization. Even, I mean, regardless of what genre of music, we give it to them. So I'm going to prove that today. All right. Because it seems Afrobeat is taking over. And a lot of people, because they are so entangled emotionally to the notion or the theory that we came from Africa on ships, then we accredit everything to Africa. And once again, there's nothing wrong in Africa adopting what we have. There's nothing wrong with that. Why? Because we are the mother. Okay, we are the mother. And it's not the other way around. We are not the children. We are the parents that gave civilization to the world. So my topic solely today is, at least in this video, because I may do another live or two, but at least in this video is to show you the root and foundation of where, okay, Afrobeats came from and how it got its roots. All right, so let's get into that. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to look at the um the meaning of Afro beats in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why Afro beats is going to be the number one music in the world. I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so give me a second. Definition of Afrobeat. Give me 1 second. Because if you realize we are the only ones that we call Afro-American, you have never heard of an Afro-African, okay? Because that's just an American thing. Afro is an American thing, okay? No pun intended. Here we go, okay? So this is the definition of Afrobeat via the Merriam Dictionary. It says Afrobeat, urban popular music originating in Nigeria in the late 1960s that emphasizes percussion, rhythms or rhymes, and features what? Elements of jazz, funk, lyrics, which are often strongly political. Okay, so they're telling you what influences, what is the foundation, the basis of what you call Afro beats. It only emerged in Nigeria in the 1960s, right? In the 1960s. So now we have that. We know, where the rhythms, the elements of the music, jazz, and funk. So now this is what we're going to do. Since we know the root or the foundation, okay, of what Afrobeat, where it came from, jazz and funk, let us do a little bit of further digging. Okay. Let us go to now, where did funk originate? Because let us go to where funk originated. Where did funk originate? Let us go. All right. Where did funk originate? Here we go. Here we go. Funk. Funk is a music genre that originated in African American communities in the mid 1960s when African American musicians created rhythmic, danceable, new form of music through a mixture of what? Soul, bebop, hard bop, and R&B. Okay, so you see where Afro beats got its genre. Okay, it took our what's called funk, okay, and jazz, and it created Afro beats. Okay, so it took two of our genres and put it in one. So once again, funk is music genre that originated in African American communities in the mid 1960s when African American musicians created rhythmic, danceable, new form of music through mixture of soul, bebop, hard bop, and R&B. Now, let us go look at where jazz originated. So once again, I am not hating on our African brothers and sisters. All I'm just saying is give credit where credit is due. I dislike the fact that everything that we do, it's taken from us and somebody else is getting the credit for it. Okay. And then our people are so dumbed down. They don't have the information. They don't do their research, and they are always giving away our birthrights. I don't like that, man. You know what I mean? I don't like it. Okay. Because everybody's always taking what we have, and then they take away our greatness and they give it to somebody else. I don't appreciate that. Okay, it's done with it's done with our birthright as American Indians. It is done with our inventions. It's done with our music. It's done with everything. Everything that we have has been stripped away from us, and our people, we allow it to happen because we don't do our due diligence and we don't do our research. So I have done a video on this before because a sister, I think she's actually from the United States, but for some reason she's in love with um, you know, whether it's Africa, whatever the case is, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But she's constantly on Facebook, diminishing and everything that we have. Oh well, it's Afro. It came from Africa. This and that, the Afro beats and that. And I used to love American men, but that. So now I love African men. No, that's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong in loving African men, but stop belittling our people. All right, and taking everything that we have and giving it to other people, but at the same time you're telling us what you took from us because they have it now is better. No. You know, so I had to make a video and get up in that in that booty real quick and set her straight. You know what I mean? So once again, I'm setting the record straight again and showing you and proving to you where Afro beats came from. You feel me? Now let us look at where jazz came from, the origination of jazz. Where did it originate? Okay, here we are. New Orleans, Louisiana, okay, became the breeding ground for uniquely American art form. They give a few names: Ellis, Kermit, Irving Mayfield, Troy, Trombone Shorty, Andrews. Those are just a few of the living legends who kept or keep jazz going strong in the place it began. Okay, so jazz originated in Louisiana, not in Africa. So when you look at Afro beats, what they did was they took two of our major genres, okay, which was jazz and funk is a combination of bebop, um, a different style of rhythmic music, and they combined the two, all right, and hence Afro beats came, all right. So you cannot say Afro beats is Nigerian or African. No, Afro beats is American. They took two of our music and put it in one, all right, and they created Afro beats. You feel me? So stop playing the games, man. Stop playing the games. I don't like it. Because like I said, I'm here to restore what's ours. It is ours. It belongs to us. Stop giving it to other people. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Just like basketball. Basketball is a Mesoamerican sport. Even before y'all heard about basketball in the version that you see today, basketball already existed in America. The same thing with hockey, okay? It was people of color who created hockey in Nova Scotia. But every time we invent something, it's taken away from us. Everything, they got to strip it away from us. Why? You know, because there's a reason for that. Why do you think, again, we are the only people in the world that have 7 different identities attached to us? Because they don't want the world to know that we are the original of everything, not just the arts, not just the sciences, not just giving the world civilization, but the original man and woman. Okay? And I'm talking about the original righteous man and woman that manifest from the universe, landed right here in the Americas. They will not tell you that. I'm not talking about mankind. Okay, there's a difference. Mankind was created in Asia and Africa, and then they came together, create mankind, and then they took them and they created Europe for their children. You feel me? It wasn't until later these people started mixing with us, and I'm talking about both the Asiatic black man and the so-called black Africans. As a matter of fact, Africans are not even from Africa. They all migrated from Asia. So when people are talking, people don't know what they're talking about. You feel me? A lot of the people in Africa, they migrated from Asia and the Americas. That's how Africa became. So when y'all are talking about things you don't know what you're talking about, I suggest you shut your mouth. Because not even Africans are Africans. Because their first Garden of Eden was in Asia. It wasn't in Africa. It was in Asia, Asia Minor. That's where it was at. Okay? So people have to know, okay? And like I said, I'm getting into all that in the book. There were 2 manifestations of what you call the Negro race, okay? The Negro race that came to Earth, all right? One was in the Americas and one was in Asia. The ones that landed in Asia were the ones that were supposed to create mankind. 2 sets of 9 ether beings. Whether you want to call them 2 brothers, 2 line of brothers and sisters, or 2 line of sisters and brothers. It doesn't make a difference. The point I'm making is one of them was supposed to create mankind because there was a separation, a war in heaven about creating mankind. And our people, the further back you go into our ancestry, our people in America did not want to create mankind. And it was the ones in the black people, okay, in Asia, the black Asiatic, yes, original black man in Asia, okay, they were the ones who wanted to create mankind. And those are the so-called black Negroes, the nine ether Negroes with the long stringy hair, the long straight stringy hair. All right. And the woolly Negro, or that had the wool hair. Okay. The nine ether hair with that spiral like the nine. They were the ones in the Americas. So I'm giving y'all facts, and I'm gonna prove all that stuff, like I said in my book, man. You feel me? So stop taking away our greatness, man. But anyway, let's go back to the Afro beats. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Afro beats is American. Okay. As a matter of fact, America is the true East. Okay, they flipped everything around. Okay, the original compass. America is the true East, where the sun rise, and they actually the West, where the sun set. The only reason why they call us the West is because we were colonized by a Western civilization, and they took their civilization or their ideologies and they brought it into the Americas. Just like how they flip north and south. So what's north is actually south, and what's south is north, and what's east is west, and what's west is east. They flip the compass around. All right, that happens with the Gregorian calendar. Once again, to take away, when they shift the poles, they took away 28,000 spiritual years. So 1492 wasn't really 1492. It was only 1492 in the Gregorian calendar. But spiritually, it was in 1492. That's why we went into a time warp. And because of that time warp, we had to fall into a state of called forgetfulness. All right? Because all that was happening during the lunar cycle. And it was only until the beginning of the 1960s. That's where the soul cycle came back. The solar cycle came back. And that's when you saw the emergence of the music changed. All right? And that's where it was affecting the world. But they had to put us back in another sleep. I'm giving y'all facts. All right? So stop saying Afrobeats is African, okay? It's worldly. Why? Because we gave it to the world. I don't mind everybody taking it and saying, hey, you know what? We appreciate the culture. We love the music. All right? But give the respect to where it came from. Stop saying it belongs to Africa or Nigeria. It doesn't, okay? It doesn't, man. Now, why is Afrobeats going to be the number one music that's going to literally eradicate rap and all that stuff? And I'm talking about rap in the context of what we hear today, talking about the killings and the B word and the H word and all that, disrespecting women, and talking about killing your brother and all that. Why is that? I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Now the roles have been flipped. Okay. And I appreciate my African brothers and sisters for actually, doing what they did. Okay. Keeping the music alive, because everything that we give to the world, okay, it was to give the world so that they themselves could be uplifted. And while they were being uplifted, we were the ones that were actually going into what's called degeneration. There's a reason why, because we were the first and we had to become the last. So everything that we had to be stripped from us in order for us to become the last. It's a spiritual thing. You feel me? All right. So even in the 50s and the 60s, when all those, African and other countries were going through, they were on a rise, coming from what's called a degenerated state. Okay. And they had to take our music, take our style with soul in order to ascend. But while they were doing that, it was our turn to degenerate. Okay. So therefore, it was done through the music. But the reason why it's coming back, remember I told y'all in my videos, there was an arc, okay, or an arch. It started from the highest point and it had to come down all the way to the lowest point. And it could not be complete until they came to the Americas, because America was the midpoint. All right. And then once the American Aborigines were degenerated in their lowest form, then that was the completion of the lunar cycle. You feel me? So once it was completed, the mission, the prophecy was completed, then it had to reascend. So now the arch is back reascending. Okay. So therefore, the music is coming back into the Americas. All right. And it's going to change. because in the music, it touches the soul, it touches the spirit, it touches the heart. So all that corrupted music that we have is going to be replaced with the Afro beats. In other words, the soul that we gave the world is coming back home. We gave the world the gift, and now it's coming back. And that's why you see Afro beats is taking off the way that it's taking off right now. All right. And that's what's going to uplift the soul of the people. As you could see, the music, is not, it cannot be corrupted. You may have one or two artists, that might slip up and say a couple of things, but in general, okay, it's going to be back like it was in the 60s, in the 70s when we had soul. You feel me? So it's coming back in the form of Afro beats, and that's what's happening right now. And that's what's happening right now. Okay? Because it was the music, like I told y'all, music, okay, muse, Greek goddesses, those are the ones that control the music. All right. So therefore, that's why they were called the Muse, M-U-S-E, the sons of that Greco god. Okay. So every music or every form of music was being dedicated to them. And they took the music and the arts and the sciences and they corrupted it. But that was supposed to happen in the lunar cycle. Now that we're in the solar cycle, the music now, the vibration, okay, of the music is changing. And that's why you hear Afro beats is taking over all the radio stations here in the Americas. Okay. So I'm not going to hate on that. So what I would suggest is we embrace it because it's ours. Okay. It is ours. It's a combination of funk and jazz. It's ours. However, we have to know that it's ours. All right. And you will hear our rappers. Okay. You will hear our singers. You will hear them gravitating to the Afro beats because why? It is ours. And that's going to start changing and affecting the people from a spiritual perspective, more so from a carnalistic perspective with the music that we have currently. We call rap and trap and all type of stuff. Okay. The rap was created to rap the people in a certain mindset. The trance music was to put you in a trance. Okay. So that's what's happening right now. So no, I'm not hating on Nigerians. I'm not hating on Africans. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just giving the proper respect where the respect is due. Okay. That's all I'm doing. Why is that nobody's thanking us for giving them jazz and funk so that they could put the two together and come up with the Afro beats? Why they not talking about that? You feel me? Because it was us that gave them that music so that they could get up from the funk that they were in. Okay? We gave it to them because that was our purpose, to give it to the world. We have always given the world civilization. We have always picked up the world. We have always done that. You feel me? Always done that. Our land was the most bountiful on the planet. It still is. It still is. I'm talking about all the crops. I'm talking about all the plants. I'm talking about different species of animals. Okay? The majority of them that you had seen in different parts of the world was already in the Americas and more. They want you to think that horses were not in the Americas until the colonizers came in what you call 1492, but that's not true. The horses originate in the Americas and they migrated across the seas. So don't let nobody fool you. When you do your proper research, you will learn the truth, man. So let us not hate on Afro beats. It's our music. That's our culture. So when people take our culture and keep saying we ain't got none, don't listen, don't pay attention to that. Okay? Show them the truth. That's why I'm breaking it down so you could see. Let's break it down. Let's see what Afro beats really is. Let's see what it is. And show you and prove to you it didn't have anything to do with Nigeria. Period. But they took the music, our music, and put it together. In my opinion, it was genius. But for crying out loud, man, give us the credit. You know what I'm saying? Give us the respect, yo. So when you hear the Afro beats, okay, dance to it, enjoy it, embrace it, because it's ours. It's ours. Okay? Soul music. It's like soul music, okay? Let's just say soul music died. I'm just saying supposedly, right? And then somebody in Asia or somebody in Europe or somebody in Africa took soul and revived it, and soul is banging out there in Europe, and it came back into the Americas. What are you going to say? It's theirs? No, it's still ours. Oh, absolutely, we got our own food. You know what I mean? Even when even when the continent of Africa or even Europe, let's say they had about 80 something different languages, we had 200 and something. Now people may say, well, Chief, if you guys are, I always hear this from Native Americans. Well, oh well, if you people are the original people, what happened to your languages? Well, let me ask you a question. If we came from Africa, why aren't we speaking the African languages? Answer that question. So that's a weak argument. That's a weak argument to try and prove that we are not the American Indians. Okay? Once again, everything had to be stripped from us with this time warp that we were put in, this coma that we were put in. Okay? So answer this question. If we're from Africa, why don't we speak the African languages? Why is that? So I could ask the same question when Native Americans pose that question to me. Why don't we speak our native languages? The same reason why we don't speak African languages, because we had to be put in a state of forgetfulness. All right, they will not comprehend that. And a lot of the languages that Native Americans speak, that's not ours anyway. That came from across the seas, Asia. Okay, it is not ours. Don't let them trick you. Okay, don't let them trick you. No, is there anything wrong in speaking it? Not at all. Shoot, I wish I could speak French fluently. I mean, I could speak a little French. You know, hey, oui, vous voulez coucher avec moi ce soir? You know what I mean? I could speak a little French. You know what I mean? Don't mess with me. But the point I'm making is, don't get confused and have these people trick you. Okay? Cherokee language is not our language. I mean, it's okay to speak it, but it's not ours. Cherokee was a created nation from the federal government that was only created in the late 17th, early 1800s. In fact, the mid 1800s. Okay, when treaties were being ratified, they created that as a nation state. So don't let people fool you. That is not our language, man. It is not ours. So we have to come to a point where we have to stop giving everything away. All right. And well, it's okay to give it away, but I'm talking detaching ourselves from our greatness and everything that we gave the world. We have to stop detaching ourselves from that. We have to. And we don't have to be selfish about it. My thing is just give us the credit. You know what I'm saying? Just give the credit where the credit is due. All right. It's okay. It was a gift to the world. We gave it to the world because it was needed. At that point, the world was in a transition from coming from one age to the next. All right. So it was a real tough emotional and spiritual situation for the entire world. All right. And soul and jazz and funk, okay, came from our womb. And we have to spread it to the world because the world needed it. They needed that to take them out of that funk that they were in. Okay? So they took the music to help themselves come out of that while we were actually falling into the last stage of our what's called degeneration. My brothers and sisters, I'm telling y'all, this is real. Like, I hope you get what I'm saying. Okay? Because once again, the first had to be the last and the last the first. So since we were the first, okay, we were the first in terms of a spiritual people. That's why when they came to the Americas in 1492, what did they say? These people are in God. Okay, in nature, in God, we were a gentle people, we were a loving people. Okay, but at the same time, when they came, we were already on a decline. Because why? That was what's supposed to happen. But they had already gone through their decline many, many, many spiritual years ago. All right. So by the time they came to America in 1492, that was the point for them to start the ascending arc. But the prophecy had to be continued, it had to be fulfilled. So therefore, the American Aborigines, now it was our turn to degenerate. All right, to continue the degeneration until their God would take over the world completely now. And that was the completion of the covenant, the completion of that covenant that was made with Abraham. That didn't have anything to do with us. Okay, that didn't have anything to do with the Americans, period. That wasn't about us. It had nothing to do with us. Because that's why I took my time and went into these videos and show you the proof that the whole Abraham thing came from fraud. It came from lies. It came from cheating. It came from stealing. Not just physically, but spiritually. It's right there in the book, man. And I showed it to y'all. But that didn't have anything to do with us. So like I said before, it was two sets of Negroes that manifested here on earth. Okay? The American Aborigines, which was called the immovable race. Okay? Immovable race. And then you had the Black Asiatics, the Negro Asiatics. They were the ones that were supposed to create mankind. Okay? Because there was a war in heaven, a spiritual war, a mental war. All right? And our people in the Americas said, nah, we did not want to create mankind, those that came into the Americas. However, everything, every action, there is a karma that have to be faced with that karma. I mean, with that action, right? So the karma, the God karma, or the karma of God, or whatever, which way you want to put it, but there's a God called karma. So karma, the God, had to step in. And what happened was, we, the American Aborigines, we decided to take our karma last because we were the first. And then the Black Asiatics decided to take their karma first. So what happened was, they had to degenerate first to create mankind. And then many centuries and years and thousands of years later, when it was time for them to ascend, now it was time for our karma in the Americas to kick in. And that happened in 1492, the portal. And that's why we had to decline. That's why we had to descend. I'm giving y'all spiritual facts, man. Okay? So comprehend this. We are the soul children. Okay? And when I say we are the soul children, I'm talking about we are the righteous side of the soul children. Okay? And you have the unrighteous side of the soul children. And those were the ones that were put in Asia to create mankind. Two aspects of creation. But like I said, I'm breaking that down more in detail. I'm just giving y'all some information to open up your mind so you comprehend why things are happening to us, why it had to happen to us. Okay? That's the reason why. It is not just a physical thing, it's a spiritual thing. The slavery was imminent. It was supposed to happen. Nobody could prevent it. Okay, it was supposed to happen. The lower self, finally, enslaving the higher self. But it couldn't have happened without the help of the Lord God. You see, that's what people don't comprehend. And I already showed you his nature. I already showed you what he's about. So now you're able to piece this together and say, okay, boom, I see. Because a lot of people are asking, well, Chief, well, how is that we were the first and we became the last? I just explained it to you. Of course, I'm going in more detail, in the book, but I'm just giving you a synopsis of what it is. It was supposed to happen. Now, if man did not fall into his lower ego, then the transition could have happened without all this bloodshed, right? But that was not the nature of the Lord God. So blood had to spill, blood had to shed because that was a sacrifice to him. He needed that. So it was supposed to happen. So know who we are as American Aborigines, man. Know who we are. Okay? This world and this earth is still here because of us, because we are the right hand of the Supreme Most High. Don't let nobody fool you, man. And it ain't got nothing to do with chosen and not. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay? It is duality. All right? You have the negative and the positive. We are just the positive side of the manifested Most High. That's all it is. So that's why when they fell into, into their bloodshed and their killing and all the cannibalistic ways, all right, when they were doing all that, we were not practicing that in the Americas. Again, it was only until 1492 when we had already prepared ourselves for the decline. All right, mentally, we had to be ready for that. All right, and don't for no, I don't want you to think for any type of reason, all right, that a lot of our chiefs in the Americas did not know. They knew because they knew about astrology, they knew about the spiritual worlds. All right, so many prominent chiefs and the nobles and some of the royals and some of the chiefs of Europe and Asia and different parts of the world, they already knew this. And that's why the slavery wasn't slavery, it was indentured servantry. Okay, it wasn't until the 1800s it became slavery. Don't let nobody fool you. These people knew exactly what they were doing. It was a covenant. Okay, it was a covenant through contracts that they had to bring their people here. Okay, it wasn't slavery. There was no transatlantic slavery. No, there was transatlantic indentured commerce. That's what it was. They had insurance. It was a business. And these kings, these nobles, our American chiefs, they knew what they were doing because they were trading people. It was trade. But then because of the covenant, okay, they served their 7 years time. All right. If you are single, then in 7 years, whatever the case is, you would be free. If you're married, they had all these rules and everything. It would be an extra 7 years if you want to marry somebody outside of your clan. But then all that was supposed to end in every jubilee, what's called jubilee, right? Every 50 years. But then, what's his name? King Charles, all right? The one that created the colony of Georgia, what you call Georgia right now, okay? He came and said, nah, man, forget all that. Forget all this covenant and all that. Forget indentured servantry. Nah, we're enslaving people. And that's when slavery started. But there was also a reverse in Europe when they had their slavery. First, it started with indentured servantry and then slavery. But then at the Jubilee, it had to be abolished. So they abolished slavery in Europe. And now it was time to bring that concept or that ideology in the Americas. Because everything that happened in Europe had to happen in the Americas. Why? Because it did not happen in America first. All right? Because we chose our comma last. Oh, like I said, I'm going to break it down a little further in the book so y'all get what I'm talking about. Right now, it may sound like I'm crazy. Right now, it may sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but believe, and well, not believe, but trust. I know what I'm talking about. Okay? All this is going to come to light. I promise you. The truth will be told eventually. And y'all are gonna come back and look at my videos. Hopefully it's still around. The videos are still, on YouTube or circulating over the internet, whatever the case is. And then you look back and be like, wow, you know what? Chief told us that 10 years ago. So all I'm saying is it's okay for the world to use what we have because we give it to the world as a gift. What I don't appreciate is it being taken away from us and given to other people. You feel me? That's what I don't appreciate. But it's okay. It's not about the glory. That's not what it's about. It's about giving Jack's jacket. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. All right? That's all I'm just saying, man. So to my people, all right, enjoy Afro beats, dance to Afro beats, okay, but don't let nobody make you feel guilty. Oh, you're dancing or you're taking, what belongs to Africa. No, it doesn't belong to Africa. Okay, it belongs to the world because we gave it to the world as a gift, but it came from our soul. It came from us. Okay, Afrobeats is nothing but jazz and funk and soul, R&B put together. It's just a combination. In other words, it is the melting pot music. Oh man, where did you get that from, Chief? Or you know what? That's what it is. The melting pot music. And guess what? Guess what the United States is? The melting pot. Okay, but it's ours. So you will see the transition. You will see the transition of us, changing to Afro beats, and they'll tell you, oh well, we going back to the motherland. No, we ain't going back. We never left. We are still in the motherland. We ain't going back to nobody's motherland. This is ours. We've always been here. This is our music. It came from our soul. And the funny thing about it is, these people know that. It is only our people that don't know. They know where it came from. They know where it came from. Do you think it's a coincidence that the entire world wants to come into the Americas? No, it's not a coincidence. It has always been that way. It has always been that way. When what you call it? When colonization was in full swing, when Haiti became independent, what did the Haitian government do? All right, slavery was on pretty much on all the continents. The Haitian people opened up the doors to anybody in the world and say, listen, man, if you want to be free, come to Haiti and give citizenship to anybody, no matter where they came from. Okay, we have always been the beacon of light for the world. South America gave West Africa civilization, man, but they will not tell you the truth. They will not tell you the truth. The oldest pyramids and the most sophisticated pyramids is in South America. And the ones they built in what's called Kemet is not the same. The step pyramids in the Americas. Because it was our pyramids that was connecting the energies from the celestial realm, bringing it right into the earth. Ours was more for a spiritual reason, and we lived on top of those pyramids. If you look at the ones that's not in the Americas, they're not the same. Because why? Okay, because of invading cultures. All right, the ones who were in America, they migrated and they created the ones from across the seas, but it was not done for the same purpose. But they will not tell you none of that. Okay? They will not tell you that all the temples and all the civilizations we had, the paved roads. We had paved roads. No colonizer came here and put paved roads. They just built over what we had. Okay? And Chief, you're absolutely correct. That's facts. So stop allowing people to take our greatness, man. Stop allowing that. Stop allowing them to, to teach our children that we came here on slave ships. No. Everybody became enslaved. That's just what it was. It was supposed to happen spiritually because the lower self was supposed to enslave the higher self all around the world. Okay? But because you became enslaved in your land doesn't mean you came as slaves from another land. That's not what it means. You see, that's how they tricked us into that. Oh, Brother Saeed, I agree. You know what I'm saying? I agree. Okay? That's what music is supposed to do. Music is supposed to connect the world, okay, through soul, okay? And that's why we had to give the world that music because they needed it at that time, okay? But here's the thing, though. It's kind of like a two-part, right? Because when we needed it, right, because we had gone down through what's called the degeneration process, right? And we needed the music to uplift ourselves. Okay, but at the same time, while we were uplifting ourselves, okay, the other in different parts of the world, they needed that as well. But what happened was when we gave it to them, it's like a mother birthing a child, and after the mother birthed the child, she dies. So that's what happened to us. After we birthed the music, we gave it to the world. They took it from us. Then we went back into a coma with disco. So we got disconnected from our soul, but that was supposed to happen. Because why? The completion of the lunar cycle, that was just the beginning and the end, so to speak, of the beginning of the solar cycle and the end of the lunar cycle. So there's nothing wrong in giving it to the world. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, the problem that I have is stop telling us that we are taking other people's stuff. Okay? Stop. And this, my brothers and sisters, is the root and the foundation of Afro beats. Afro beats is American music. Okay? And I dare anyone to challenge me on that. I don't care where they're from. Challenge me on that and show me the proof. I just showed you the source. Okay? I just showed you the ingredients of what it is. Okay? Now, if you were to make a carrot cake, right? And then you get the carrots from America, okay? You got the sugar from America. Let's just say the carrots was originated in America. The sugar was originated in America. The milk was originated in America. All the ingredients of the carrot was originated in the America. I'm just giving you a synopsis, okay? This is not literal, okay? So let's just say all the ingredients to make the carrot cake was originated in the America. And you take all the ingredients and you went to Africa or you went to Europe or you went to Asia and you made a carrot cake. Are you going to say that carrot cake belongs to Africa, Nigeria, Asia, or Europe? No, it belongs to America because all the ingredients for the cake came from America. So stop all the nonsense, man. Stop. So embrace it. It's ours. We gave it to them. It's just coming back home. It's all right. We open up the bird cage and we say, hey, fly away. The world needs you. And they took it. And boom, what happened? It's coming back home. Because you know why? We need it now. We need it now because it's through the music. Okay. Spirits and souls have always ascended or descended through music. Okay. The rhythm of the beat, the rhythm of the heart The beat of the heart, it gives life, and music gives death. You feel me? So now the music with life is coming back, and that's what Afro beats is. Okay. And anybody who try to pervert it, they're going to be destroyed. Okay. You see, all this stuff is spiritual, man, and people have to comprehend this. People have to comprehend this. All right. And if you think it's big now, you haven't seen anything. Wait till our people get back into it or get into it, because it's only when we take it, it's going to explode. Okay. Because that's what we have always done. It's ours. And once again, everybody may look at this as being biased. It's okay. The truth is biased. That's what people don't realize. The truth is biased, because there are people that's always going to oppose and see otherwise and say, well, no, well, show me the proof. Show me the proof that Afrobeats is not ours. Show me the proof. Show me the proof that Afrobeats is not ours. And I'll prove you otherwise. Because you see, I showed you the proof. Now the burden of proof is on you now to do a video. Anybody do a video and prove to me that Afrobeats does not belong to us. Prove it to me. And I'm even going to give you another challenge. Prove to me that Afro doesn't belong to us. We are the only ones who are called Afro-Americans or Afro anything. Okay, don't let nobody fool you, man. And that went back since in the days of Egypt. Okay, when we had the Afro pick. Okay, that is also American. Okay, that didn't just come through in the 70s. No, you could go in. That came from what we call the ancient Egypt, Afros. That has always been us. So I don't care how you look at it or how old you think it is. Okay? Oh, absolutely. Brother Saeed, I absolutely agree. Okay? And not because you're saying what we're talking about, or what, but you're saying you're speaking facts. Facts is facts. Okay, because like I tell people, I'm not saying anything, all right, here for you to believe me. No, do your due diligence, do your own research. And if I'm wrong, I will do a video and say, you know what, hey, you know what? That information I gave you was incomplete. That information was not quite right, whatever the case is, and I stand to be corrected. You feel me? But I'm not going to allow people to take away our greatness, take away our culture, and at the same time tell us we ain't got no culture. That's very disrespectful. Okay? You take it from us, you tweak it, and you tell us it's not ours. What type of BS is that? And Brother Saeed, I know what you mean, but we could just say the Americas in general, because the majority of the Caribbean is in North America. But I get what you were saying. Okay, we cannot separate the two, America and, you feel me, the Caribbean, because America is a continent and the majority of the Caribbean is actually in North America. Because like I said, they flipped the map around. Okay? They flipped the map around. And even if it wasn't flipped, it's the same thing. The majority of the Caribbean is still in North America. Because there was no Central America. Central is a thing that was created. All right? And where they created a culture called Mesoamerica. So Mesoamerica was the central aspect of it, but it was just a culmination of the North and the South coming together to create what's called Mesoamerica. Okay? Mesoamerica. So those two cultures came together and created what's called Central Mesoamerica. All right. So what we about 54 minutes. I'm about to get out of here. Just wanted to although I kind of went off topic a little bit, which is fine, but I just wanted to come once again to put this Afro beats, okay, the foundation, the roots, where it came from, okay, and why it's it is the most popular, and it's going to continue to be the most popular music for a very long time, very, very long time. Because why? The change has to take place. All right. And that's what's going to uplift the people. That's going to bring the world together again. It's always through the music. All right. It's always through the music. Look at Elvis Presley. Where you think Elvis Presley got it, got his music from? Where do you think the Beatles got the music from? Okay. Go look at all the greats from whoever and wherever. Go look at them. All right. And see where they got what influenced them, who influenced them, where they got the music from. Go. Any one of them, I dare you, any one of them. There is always, okay, the American Negro. Always the American Negro in the back or the foundation of all of that. Prove me wrong. See, you don't have to have all the school books, all right, to see the truth. Just look in nature, look around you. It's there. The proof is around you. And it's not a coincidence that it's that way. It is because why? We have always been the one giving it to the world. We have given and given and given and gave so much that our cup runneth over and it emptied. Okay? And because our cup became empty, right? The world never filled back our cup, all right? And refill back our cup. But it was supposed to happen that way, all right? Even if we were not supposed to empty our cup completely, but that was supposed to happen in order for the prophecy of degeneration to complete. Now that it's complete, then we will see our cup being filled again. So my brothers and sisters, it's okay, all right? Don't worry about it. That was what's supposed to happen, all right? But we shall rise again. You feel me? Not to dominate, but to take our rightful position as the mother and father. It will happen again. I promise you that. Okay? So just know how significant, all right, we are as as spiritual beings. Now, I'm not saying that nobody else isn't. That's not what I'm saying. But I want you to know that, our role. You feel me? Our role. And we have always been in the company of what we may call the Supreme Most High. All right? Because we are the right-hand side of the Supreme Most High, which is actually us in the collective. All right? There's no individual Most High. It's a collective of the all. That's what the all is. You feel me? We're just individualized. You feel me? So we are highly favored. We are favored. Believe that. Well, not believe that, but know that. All right? But even the favored, okay, had to go and deal with that karma as well. You feel me? Because the covenant was be fruitful and multiply. And we did not want to do that. All right? We did not want to do that because we did not want to create mankind. All right? So our other brothers and sisters say, okay, we'll create mankind. Okay, we'll deal with the karma right now of degeneration. And then we decided to take ours later. And that's what happened. So that's why everything had to flip. That's why we have to lose everything. And that's how, you realize that the powers there be from Europe had to come over and take over. There's nothing we could have done about it because we signed up for that. It was a spiritual contract. So they served their time, we served our time. So now The slate is clean. So now it's time for the unification of everybody. And that's what's going to happen through the music. It is now neutral. Okay. But with that neutrality, we will see that the nine ether American Negro, okay, will rise back. And that's what's happening right now. That's why you see a lot of our people, what they call so-called waking up. Why? Because it's the energy of the solar cycle. Our souls are being revived. It is not a coincidence. Okay. So let's embrace it. Okay. So I hope this video, will give you guys, once again, my videos are always for, educational purposes. Please do your own research on everything. You know what I mean? Go look it up yourself. Okay. Break down what you're looking at. Go look at the meaning, where it came from. I just showed it to you. If you could do more research, do some more research. Put it in the comments of the video. It's all good. We are building. That's what it's all about. We were the first builders. So let us continue to build. The funny thing is, us being the first builders, we have to become the last destroyers. You see what I'm saying? So I'm showing you how it is. You feel me? Because the roles have to be reversed. We were the first builders. We had to become the last destroyers. You feel me? All right. And because we were the last destroyers, then we have to continue being, now we are at the point where we are going to be the first builders again. And that's why we are stepping up. Our soul is being revived. Okay. You'll realize once again, you will see that winters are going to get shorter. Okay. You're going to see the more winters that we have, the less winter there's going to be, the less snow there's going to be. All right. It's going to happen. I promise you that. Okay. And what's going to happen is the sun is going to get hot and hot and hot and hot. Okay. And it's going to eradicate the winters completely eventually. All right. And then what's going to happen is we're going to have no winters. All right. We are going to have no fall, because without winter, you cannot have a fall. All right. So you have to, again, get what I'm saying. So what's going to happen is the only two seasons that's going to be is the spring and the summer. And the summer is not going to be that extreme hot. It's going to be a beautiful, mild spring, summer. That's what it's going to be eventually. Okay. So we are stepping back into the original state of the Garden of Eden, so to speak. Again, all that stuff is allegory, right? So we are going back into the temperature of the original Garden of Eden. Okay, you feel me? That's what we are going to be stepping back into. But of course, that is years and years away. But because things have sped up, all right, all that's contingent on how we rise, okay, within our souls. You feel me? So if, take for instance, right, all the American Aborigines were to rise today and just literally got it back, all right, step back into our soul, then I promise you, guess what? Winter would be gone just like that. I promise you, next year there will be no winter. All right, because our souls have been revived. And no matter what they do with AI, artificial intelligence, it cannot stop nothing. That's why they had to continuously put chemtrails in the sky, okay, to prevent that. That's what CORONA was all about. It was about us getting back our crown. You feel me? But they make you think it was a disease, it was a virus. That's what they make you think. But no, okay? That was a bug that came from the above, and not a bug in a bad way. It was a bug in a crown way, giving you back your crown. And they tricked us to fight against it spiritually, to give up your crown. That's what this was all about. You feel me? So that's why they had to be vexed with the nations, okay, and make them vexed nation. Vexed nation. Y'all get it? I don't want to say the word because you know how they do. They made the nation vexed nation. I keep telling y'all, man. Y'all think I don't know what I'm talking about? Man, let me tell y'all. I'm always on point because I get it. I get it. You think it's a coincidence? Why? You think it's a coincidence? Why? Okay, they they call things certain things. No, man. No, no. It's not a coincidence, my brothers and sisters. No, it's not. It's not a coincidence, man. No. Mm-mm. Oh man, I'm telling you, man, this is crazy, man. It is crazy. It is crazy, man. Right? But that's what they do, though. Okay, that's what they do. But we're gonna be good, though. We're gonna be good because all that is part of the journey. All that is part of the journey. A lot of people may not comprehend it, but it is what it is. All we have to do is just acknowledge the journey, because all of it, when it's all said and done, all of it is an illusion anyway. It is an illusion. It's not real. It's not real. So they are continuously giving us images of things that are not real to inject fear. So once you become fearful, then you start igniting death. You see what I'm saying? Because it's because of fear we have death. You feel me? So don't allow these unrighteous agents to put fear in you. Okay? Don't allow them to, because if they want to force you to do things to the body, then if they want to force you, let them force you. All right? Because always remember, you are not the body. Always remember that. Always remember that you are not the body, and what you are, they cannot touch. You feel me? And that's where the lack of fear comes in, because the physical mind or the conscious mind will always trick you into being fearful. Oh, well, they're going to do this to me. Now, they're not doing it to you. Okay? Me is not you. I is you. Okay? That remind me of that movie with Chris Tucker, right? When he went in some, I think it was in some dojo, and then he was going back and forth, and the Asian man said, the Chinese man said, what's your name? He said, I am I. No, he said, me, you, but I am me. No, but you are you. Well, but anyway, something like that. That was funny to me. But the point I'm making is, me is not you. All right, I is you. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, you is not I. You dig? So all I'm just saying is, when it's all said and done, don't let them trick you into making you think that you are the flesh. Okay? They cannot touch the I and I. The I and I in you, they can't touch that unless you allow them to touch that. If the I in you do not contract, then they cannot do nothing to the me. You did? They can't do nothing whatsoever. So you have to comprehend that. So stop living your life in fear, man. That's what they have their media for. I show you that media is actually a god as well. I actually showed you that everything that they have, those words, media, media, that's a god. Okay? All what they have, it stems from them giving honor and worship to their Greco gods. It is all, they're all descendants and the children of the lunar gods. Okay? But you have to know how to break the spell. You have to. So let them fly their chemtrails. Okay, the other day, in fact, when I was in where was that? I think that's when I was in New Mexico. I saw a plane with the chemtrails, right? And I just told myself, man, listen, man, all what you're doing right now, pretty soon, those jets are going to fall from the sky. And I put it out there in the universe. All right. Pretty soon you're going to see those jets that's doing the chemtrails. They're going to start falling from the sky and crashing. All right. You see, that's how we have to start thinking. We have to start using our innate power to fight this evil, because it's a spiritual thing. We are fighting spiritual powers. So we have to fight them in the spirit, not in the flesh. If we fight in the flesh, we are going to lose. We are going to lose. Okay? Because they have control over the flesh. All right. So we are going to lose if we fight in the flesh, but they cannot beat us spiritually. They cannot beat us with the soul or from the soul. So we have to attack from the soul. We have to attack from the spirit. Okay? That's what we got to do. And what ignites the words of the soul? What ignites the spirit and the soul? The words that you speak. Okay? Because it's connected to your heart chakra. All right? Because you have your throat chakra, which speaks the words, but the throat chakra, can be blocked if your heart chakra is blocked. Okay, so it's two of the same. Your vocal cords, it activates your heart chakra. So I'm not afraid of these people. No, do what you got to do. So what if you take the body? Take the body, you know? Take myself, but you cannot take I. Okay? The body is myself. You feel me? And then you have the spirit and the soul, which is I and me. They cannot take that. I and me is I am. They cannot take that. They cannot take that. Okay? E and A is interchangeable. I'm giving y'all things that was given to me, from the spiritual mind. Okay? Myself is the body. Okay? Then I and me put together is I am. That is the spirit and the soul. E and A is interchangeable. So I am, okay, I am is the same thing. EM is the same thing. When you flip me backwards, you get EM. I am is the same word. It's the same thing. So they cannot touch the I am. They cannot touch the me and the I, which is the soul and the spirit, unless you contract with them. Myself could contract, could do the contracts, but the I am will always reserve the rights of or for the myself. Man, whoo. Yeah, wow. I'm telling y'all, man, this is real. This is real. I'm giving y'all real life lessons. Okay? That's what this is all about, man. Mastering self. Okay? Mastering self. And when I say mastering self, I'm talking about mastering, myself. Okay, once you master that, they cannot even do anything to that itself, because now that body doesn't belong to them. You see, like me, what I've already done is I've already taken away myself under the jurisdiction of their lunar gods, and I place myself in the hands of the Supreme Most High. You feel what I'm saying? So no matter what they do, they cannot pollute this body. No matter what they do, if they put anything in there, it's going to detox it. You feel me? Because that body, it does not belong to them. You dig? So know the power that you have. Know the power that you have. Okay? So even if they inject by force their poison into my system, guess what? It's not going to affect me, because I already tell myself they cannot affect that body, because it's not theirs no more. I took it away from them. So they're wasting their time. And when I say they, I'm talking about the evil system, okay, the corrupted system, all right, the unjust system. It has nothing to do with complexion, all right, because the spiritual battles that we are fighting, I promise you, it ain't got no skin color. And you'll realize there are more black devils than so-called white devils. Okay? I promise you that. And that's just facts. You did? So I don't know what y'all doing today, but the sun is out. It's beautiful. All right, I'm gonna get me some of that sun, and I'm gonna continue to do what I do. Continue to do what I do. What's today's date anyway? Today's the 14th. 16 more days. Jamaica. Here I come. I'm gonna enjoy myself though. Enjoy myself. I'm gonna have a great time. And then I think, you know what? I think when I come back from Jamaica, I might go to St. Martin. I might, or I might just take a trip to Tampa, Florida. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking. I'm not sure exactly yet. I might go to Florida, or I might book a flight and go to St. Martin. And on the 27th of June, I'm going to Dominica for like, so yeah. I mean, the righteous aspect of nature will be the counterbalance to the evil that these people are doing. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not even, worried about all that. I'm not worried about all that. And our knowledge will increase. You see what I'm saying? Our knowledge will increase. That's how the universe works, right? Whatever seed you plant, that's what you'll sow. So if you are seeking knowledge in truth, you will find knowledge in truth. And that's what you have to do when you are seeking, okay? You have to say, I am seeking knowledge in truth and with truth. Okay? There's a difference in just seeking knowledge, because there's false knowledge, there's evil knowledge. So you have to be specific. That's what I keep telling people. You have to be specific. Okay? Be a meaningful specific opposed to a wandering generality. Be a meaningful specific opposed to being a wandering generality, in the words of Zig Ziglar. Okay? You have to be specific, because the universe is specific. You cannot just ask for things and make a general statement. No. The universe will give you what you ask for if it's general, but you have to be specific. Okay? Because everything is through words. In the beginning was the word, let there be, and there was. We said that in the beginning. We said that. Okay? So even when they try to teach us, oh, well, you could only use 10% of your brain. You see, that is not my reality. That's why my mind was able to expand, and more knowledge is coming in, because I would always tell myself in my mantras, okay, that I have access to over 60% of my brain, or my thoughts, okay, or the universal mind. You feel me? Because when I say my mind, I am still limiting myself. So I say the universal mind. So now I'm taking it away from the personal mind. You see, my brothers and sisters, I'm giving you the science, okay? I'm giving you the science to unlock certain things that's within your mind or within the mind, okay? So that's why a lot of people who look at what you call God as a gender, they are limiting themselves, because the universal is always more powerful than the personal. Okay? So even when I speak of the I within me, okay, or within myself, well, the I within myself or the me within myself, what I always do is I also extend it, okay, to the universal I. So therefore, when I speak and I do my mantras, I tell myself, well, yes, I'm expanding my mind, but I'm I'm asking, or I'm taking or commanding, so to speak, that I have access to the universal mind. Okay, because the personal mind is limited. All right, the personal mind is limited, but the universal mind is absolute. It has no limitations. So therefore, I'm taking access of the universal mind, and that's why I get a lot of that information. You know, so that's just what it is, man. Is word spells. That's what it is. It's magic, and you have to be a magi. There's nothing wrong in being a magi. Yeshua was a magi. Jesus was a magi. Okay, a lot of the prophets were magi's. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here. I may or may not do another video today. I just wanted to come and give you guys an early dose of information, because I a post, I keep seeing this post about this Afro beats, and everybody, and like people just don't know, man. They just don't know. All right, so again, I cannot say that I'm mad that they brought the music back. I'm not mad at that. All I'm just saying is, Stop trying to tell us we ain't got no culture. That's all I'm just saying. When everything that you have, it came from us. All right. That's all I'm just saying. That's all I'm just saying. I'm not saying you have to glorify us, no, but just give Jack its jacket. That's all I'm just saying, man. That's it. Okay. That's it. Anyway, I love y'all. And I'm always sending much love and positive energy to each and every one of you, and continue to rise, continue to love. All right. And always remember that there is a God of karma. You personally don't have to take revenge or to avenge yourself with anybody. All right. Because why? They already avenged themselves. Okay. They already taken their revenge on themselves. That's why it's called revenge. All right. It's coming back to them. You feel me? So the point I'm making is, in conclusion, no matter what people do, all right, there is a God of karma. And the God of karma have a sense of humor, because the God of karma always multiplies what you put out there in the universe. You see what I'm saying? Because there's good karma, or what we call positive karma, or negative karma, or good karma, or bad karma. It doesn't matter. And either way, that karma is based on what you sow. You feel me? On what you sow. So when you hear Yeshua say stuff like, again, in the teaching, you hear stuff like, if somebody slap you, turn the other cheek. We may not see the true in-depth meaning of that. You feel me? It doesn't mean to be weak. All it means is know that there is a God of karma. All right? And then they will be dealt with. You feel me? So if somebody smack you one time, they're already going to face that karma. But if you turn the other cheek and they smack you again, then guess what? They're doubling their karma. So they are the ones that's literally creating their own hell. All right? But you don't have to do whatever. All I'm just saying, you don't have to hit them back per se. Okay? So that you could avenge yourself. No. I'm not saying be weak. I'm not saying be a punk. I know sometimes you have to defend yourself. There are times if your life is at risk, by all means, you have to defend yourself. So that's not what I'm saying, but I'm just breaking down what the allegory means in the teaching. That's all I'm just breaking down to you. All right? That's all it is. You feel me? So people create their own hell, man, and people create their own heaven. That power is in your hand. And I just wish that religion would actually teach the truth about that. All right? But I may do another video later, but for now, I'm just going to go ahead and relax myself a little bit, step out, do a little bit of sun gazing, and get some of that solar energy. And today's it's a beautiful day as usual. All right? So know that you are highly favored, and know that everything that you need and want, it's already provided for. You just have to command it from the universe. That's all it is. All right? So we'll talk soon. One love.